A man touches the Ark of the Covenant and dies instantly. This actually happened and it's recorded in the Bible. But what you don't know is that this same Ark could be hidden today in a temple in Africa, guarded by a monk who can never leave. And there's more. It might not even be from this world. Stay until the end, because I'm going to show you exactly where archaeologists believe it is now, and why no one can get close. The Ark of the Covenant. Why did one of the most valuable objects in history simply disappear without a trace? Why did no army of the ancient world, Egyptians, Babylonians, Romans, ever claim to have captured it? The Ark was built over 3,000 years ago, covered in solid gold, with 2 cherubim with outstretched wings on top. Inside, the tablets of the law, the 10 Commandments written by God's own finger on Mount Sinai. But it wasn't just a sacred chest. It was God's mobile throne on earth. The divine presence dwelt there. And the power that emanated from it? Supernatural. When the priest carried the ark, the waters of the Jordan River parted instantly. When it was displayed before the walls of Jericho, they collapsed. And when Uzzah tried to steady it to prevent it from falling, he died instantly. The Bible says that God's anger burned against him. This isn't a metaphor. This is real power. But how could something so important simply vanish from history? If you're feeling that shiver of ancient mystery, hit like now. It helps the algorithm show this video to more people who love these deep investigations. And turn on the bell, because soon I'll reveal a theory involving alien technology. The Ark was at the center of the Hebrew faith for centuries. It stayed in Solomon's temple, in the Holy of Holies, a room so sacred that only the high priest could enter, and even then, only once a year. But then, around 600 BCE, the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar invaded Jerusalem. He looted the temple, taking treasures, gold vessels, and candlesticks. The Bible describes in detail what was stolen. But do you know what does not appear on the list? The Ark of the Covenant. No Babylonian record mentions its capture. No historian, neither Herodotus nor Josephus, mentions it. It's as if the most valuable thing in the world simply vanished. For scholars, this means one thing. The Ark was hidden before the invasion. Someone knew Jerusalem would fall, and they took it to a place so secret that even today, 2,600 years later, no one has found it. The second book of Maccabees, an apocryphal text, brings a striking revelation. It says that the prophet Jeremiah, warned by God, secretly took the ark from the temple. And where to? Mount Nebo, the same mountain where Moses saw the promised land before he died. According to the text, Jeremiah found a cave and sealed its entrance. The ark would remain there until the day God gathered his people again. The text says that no one will know this place until God gathers his congregation. Archaeologists have explored Mount Nebo. They found ruins, Byzantine mosaics, inscriptions, but the ark? Nothing. Jordanian authorities prohibit deep excavations for religious reasons. But there is one place where millions of people believe the ark is now. And it's not a theory, it's a 2,000-year-old living tradition. Get ready, because this story is insane. In the city of Aksum, Ethiopia, there is a chapel next to the Church of St. Mary of Zion. And inside this chapel, according to the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, is the original Ark of the Covenant. They claim it is the true Ark that was in Solomon's temple. How did it get there? According to the Kebra Nagast, the Ethiopian sacred book, the Queen of Sheba visited King Solomon in Jerusalem. They had a son, Menelik. When Menelik grew up and visited his father, Israeli nobles stole the ark and brought it to Ethiopia. Seems absurd, right? But here's what happens today. Only one monk called the Guardian is allowed to see the ark. He can never leave the church complex. He lives in isolation, in constant prayer, protecting humanity's most sacred object. No religious leader can see it, no archaeologist, no photographer, no one. In 2009, a BBC reporter tried to see the ark. He was stopped by armed guards. The Guardian said only, "It is here. I see it every day, but you will never see it." Every year during the Timkat festival, Ethiopians carry replicas of the ark through the streets. Hundreds of thousands of people participate. They believe the presence of God still dwells in Aksum. Why would such a strong tradition last 2,000 years if it were false? Why would a monk accept living in prison for life to guard nothing? If you're addicted to this mystery, subscribe now and turn on the bell, because next week I'll reveal the mystery of the Shroud of Turin, and there are scientific findings that will blow your mind. Comment: do you think the Ark is in Ethiopia? But what if the Ark never left the Middle East until the Middle Ages? During the Crusades, the Knights Templar excavated the Temple Mount exactly where Solomon's temple had been built. For 9 years, they dug tunnels under the ruins. Medieval manuscripts suggest they found something powerful. Documents mention a golden chest that emitted light being secretly transported to Europe. There are Templar symbols in European churches representing a chest with cherubim. After the order was dissolved in 1307, their treasures disappeared. Some believe the Ark was taken to Scotland, to Rosslyn Chapel, a place full of mystical symbols. To this day, sealed chambers under Rosslyn have never been opened. Some believe the Holy Grail and the Ark are the same object. But the most mind-blowing theory is yet to come. What if the Ark wasn't just a religious object, but a technological device? The Bible describes the Ark as made of wood covered in gold inside and out. This creates a perfect electrical capacitor. The mercy seat is described as the place where the voice of God came from, accompanied by clouds, fire, and thunder. When someone touched the Ark unprepared, they died instantly. Some theorists suggest a massive electric discharge. The Ark was carried with wooden poles covered in gold, perfect insulators. What if the Ark was a communicator with an advanced civilization? The clouds coming down from the sky, the angels appearing, all could have been technology incomprehensible to ancient peoples. Modern science has already shown that ancient civilizations had astonishing knowledge of astronomy, mathematics, and engineering. Who's to say they didn't have access to something more? In 2019, an Israeli team detected a giant metallic anomaly under the Temple Mount. The shape, compatible with the biblical dimensions of the Ark, but the government prohibited any excavation for religious and political reasons. The truth could be literally beneath our feet, but no one can touch it. But you know what I find most fascinating? Maybe the real mystery isn't where it is, but why it disappeared. The Ark vanished when people began to see it as a talisman of power, not as a symbol of covenant with God. When faith became superstition, when the sacred became an object of conquest. Perhaps God's power was never in the object. It was in faith, in the direct relationship between Creator and creation. The Ark was just a physical reminder of that. And when humanity forgot this lesson, the sacred hid itself. Not to punish, but because the sacred cannot be profaned. It protects itself, withdraws, waits. So maybe the Ark is waiting, not to be found by archaeologists with drones, but to be recognized for what it always was, a portal between the human and the divine. So, where is the Ark of the Covenant? On Mount Nebo? In Aksum, guarded by a solitary monk? Buried under the Temple Mount? Or taken by the Templars to Europe? Or maybe it was never meant to be found. And you, what do you think? Comment below. I read everyone. Do you think the Ark is in Ethiopia? Do you believe in the technological theory? Or was it destroyed forever? If this video made you question official history, like now, it tells YouTube this content is worth recommending. And if you're not subscribed, click here. Because next week I'll reveal the mystery of the Shroud of Turin, with scientific analyses that challenge everything we know about history. Has science proved it false? Or are there hidden evidences the church keeps? I am the voice of the Sacred Roads channel, and this was another journey in search of the secrets time tried to hide. Until the next mystery, if the truth wants to be found.